The Long Night by Eva Maria Mudrich. Directed by Elma Bonch.
Should I have him bring you some coffee?
Thank you. Thank you. I had another cup at home.
And you'll be fine.
Of course, doctor. I told him I was a nurse for 6 years. I've done enough night shifts.
Why did you actually give that up? Didn't you say you are now working in a bookstore?
Boring, Kez. This irregular shift at the hospital. And my husband is often away from home in the evenings because of his job.
Now, the boy's taken care of.
In a holiday camp in Algu. Thank God. I'm so glad Stefan doesn't have to experience this. He's only 7 years old.
So come and get me as soon as a change occurs.
Doctor, he really hasn't been conscious all day.
That's not unusual. I mean, don't worry unnecessarily.
Not the slightest reaction. Connie. Connie. He doesn't even notice that I'm with him.
I'm afraid not. But it'll be fine. As I said, don't let your head hang down now. Check on him later. I'll be in the ward until 6 tomorrow morning.
A long night, the doctor is...
Also familiar to you. So then...
Yes. A long night. Yes. That's how it all started this morning. And now. No, you can't hear me. You can't hear me, Connie. And I can't ask you, what decision would you make if you were me during this long night? After everything I know now, only learned today. The doctor said earlier, it's good that you want to stay with your husband tonight, but you can, since Sister Doris is out. Since Sister Doris and Best. I could have screamed. I know you. Yes. Yes, I thought that this morning too.
Do you think you could please get some new music paper in case I use up the rest?
Then I'll have to bring you your tools too.
Marish, I still want to work out the idea I have from tonight. I'll call the others later so they can pick up the sheet music this afternoon, and then we'll have to get going before we've set up the system. You can't count on a wedding like this before midnight, and tomorrow at 10 a.m. there's a rehearsal.
With today's new idea, right?
Sure. You already have a title for the Ginnerblats?
Not yet. Wait, let me play it for you.
Yes. Oh, now go drink your coffee first. I have to go soon. Besides, you can see the rings under your eyes.
Was a long night, wasn't it?
You Malish! That would be it! Yo, The Long Night, wouldn't that be a title? Tell me yourself. That would be something. The Long Night by Connie Kanta.
Yes. And an hour and a half later, the call to the hospital with blue lights. That was all I could hear from Mrs. Pole stammering. That they took you to the hospital with blue lights. When I arrived, you were already in this room with all the equipment. But they only let me take a look inside. Sure. I know how it is when relatives are standing around. Then they sent me home. They told me to call every hour. And I did. I called every hour, Connie. All day long. Despite everything. I got home from the hospital. After I'd called the store, when I got home, Alf was standing in the door. Mrs. Pearl had just opened the door for him.
Marlis, Miss and Mrs. Poe just told me. What's the situation?
I don't know everything.
Maybe 50-50? Make it, Malice. He'll definitely make it.
Oh, Mrs. Canterbury, it was so terrible. Yes, he was lying there. Or rather sitting. I mean, he was sitting, but his head was on the keys, but his head... My first thought was that he... Of
course, Mrs. Pole. We can imagine how frightened they must have been by this at the...
Grand piano. They found him at the grand piano. While playing, he's gone.
Of course, I don't know, but when I opened the door, it was dead silent in the apartment, and I thought I'd be nice and quiet. But Mr. Conter might still be asleep, so I wanted to start in the living room and not the kitchen so that he wouldn't be disturbed by the rattling and how I could get in. It's easy, man.
Just lucky that you have a key to the apartment, Mrs. Pole. It's unthinkable if it hadn't been found in time. I would have left if no one had answered my doorbell. It wouldn't have been the first time Connie had forgotten her appointment.
Yes.
But who could blame Connie? I would have just left.
You could have come in through the patio door. The lock broke us again yesterday.
Really? So, I'll send you mine. It's reliable.
So, here he was sitting. Playing. And out of the blue, he's never complained of heart problems. No. And he was so excited about the new record.
I have the studio for Thursday, but nothing will come of it.
He said, the record. You guys are definitely hinting at money.
Knowing Connie, he said that Alf is making a fortune this time.
Mrs. Paul, would you please make us some tea? But yes, I could have thought of it myself. You mustn't think you wouldn't be grateful. Alf, without your help, we would never have been Answer Record. No.
Who knows? Maybe he would already be signed to a big company by then? I'm counting on him, so I'm also in the running when the contributor has his breakthrough.
To be honest, you've only been a hindrance so far.
Connie is just my hobby. Always import and export. That would be too monotonous for me in the long run.
You're a good friend.
I should have emigrated back then, when you arrived with Connie one day and said, let's stay good friends.
He's sitting here playing, and suddenly... Oh God, that would be Alf. What's that?
Maris, what's wrong with you?
The picture. The photo. Just look.
But it's always there. Con always has the photo of you and Stefan on the grand piano. Oh no.
Who is this child? Alf!
This child?
I have no idea, Malice.
This child. This strange child. As if he were holding my hand instead of Stefan. A strange child.
I don't understand that either. A newspaper clipping. It's a photo from a newspaper. Someone stuck it behind the glass so that your Stefan is covered with it.
What does that mean?
I don't know, Malice. Maybe Maybe Connie.
Connie? Are you crazy? Connie was supposed to take the picture of a wild, strange child and his own son. That's it. That's what horrified Connie so much. He's sitting here, playing. His gaze falls on the photo room, on the picture of the strange child. In his heart,
Who was here in the house last night?
the whole band, let's say. Connie brought them home from rehearsal. I went to bed then. I don't know how long you sat there. Anyway, it was a long night, Con said.
And that would have been such a nice title. The Long Night.
I wanted to know who this child is. Why was Connie so horrified when he saw the photo?
Please don't get upset. I'm sure there'll be a very simple explanation. Surely you have other things to worry about right now.
Yes. Yes, of course you're right. The tea is certainly unimportant.
Mrs. Cancel.
Thank you, Mrs. Poole. Alf, would you be able to understand if I said that I would prefer to drink my tea all by myself? Why did I send Alf away? I don't know. Yes. Yes, I do. Suddenly I had the feeling that this photo of this strange child was as if someone wanted to erase our Stefan. This photo from a newspaper on your grand piano. I can't describe to you, Connie, what it's like when you're completely stiff with fear of what might happen. And when you know, you have to find the key to the locked door, no matter what awaits you behind it.
Ah, there we have it.
You see, I had the feeling right away that this photo had been published by us at some point.
Oh, wait. The little guy there in his leotard. You know, when you work in a newspaper archive, you need more than just a good memory. A bit of detective work is also involved. A photo taken outdoors, so summer, the little guy in his leotard, so probably Tower Festival. And I knew for sure that it wasn't this summer.
So if you look hard enough, you'll find it.
The little guy won first prize at the Children's Sports Festival. And if we are lucky now, the caption will also say, yes, look at that. There we have it right in front of us. There we go. Gunter Berthold. 6-year-old Gunter Berthold from Glucknerstrasse. Nice little guy, isn't he? Well, he must have grown quite a bit in the meantime. It's been a year now. Exactly a year and a day.
Yes, please.
Mrs. Berthold,
Yes, my name is Cantor. I would have liked to speak to you sometime if that were possible. What did you say your name is? Marl Conte. Oh. Please, come in. Thank you. If you would, please take a seat. Thank you very much. Why did you come now after so long? So you know who I am. Well, I assume you are his wife. Konkantapi is my husband.
Yes. You shouldn't have come. Whatever the reason, one tries to forget. That is to say.
I will never forget. I will only try to get over it. Mrs. Berthold, I have only one question. Is your son Gunter Coney's child? What? You understood my question correctly. Mrs. Conter, I never saw your husband and knew nothing about him. Until the day he ran over my child. Her child is dead. Connie ran over a child. You don't know that. But why did you come to me then? Here. Here is this fodder from the newspaper. Yes. This is Gunther. 2 days before the accident, there was Children's Sports Festival. And 2 days later, he was dead. The day after tomorrow will be exactly 1 year ago. On the 17th. On the 17th. On the 17th. But that's not possible, Mrs. Berthoud. And it couldn't have been my husband. My mother's birthday is on the 17th. And last year it was her 65th. But Connie couldn't be there. He had a concert. I still remember clearly. A concert. But not here. I think it was in Göttingen. In any case, Connie wasn't here in town. So he couldn't have caused this accident. You mean? Another man? With that unusual name? Connie would never have kept something like that from me. If something so terrible had happened to him. My God, I know him. He would have told me. Did you see the driver of the car? No. Gunther was alone when it happened. He was coming from a children's birthday party. And the culprit was called Cantor. His name was Connie Kanta. The police told me a musician. A musician from a station wagon. But Connie doesn't drive a station wagon. There must be a mix-up. A station wagon full of musical instruments. Mrs. Berthold, my husband, is a pianist. And whenever he goes on a concert tour with his band, it is always the drummer who is responsible for driving the instruments. He has a station wagon. But where did you get the photo? The newspaper clipping? If your husband had nothing to do with it. Someone must believe that Connie drove the station wagon. Someone who wanted to remind him of it with this photo. 2 days before the anniversary. Mrs. Berthold, please. Please tell me. I have a child myself. I could understand if you hate the man who killed your child. Please tell me. Did you bring this photo into our apartment? I don't hate your husband, Mrs. Gunterab. And I've certainly never been in your apartment. No. Why should I hate him? It wasn't his fault. And he ran out from behind a parked car, right onto the road. No one could have stopped me in time, the witness said. There was a witness. Yes. He happened to be standing at the window in his apartment above the tobacco shop, in front of which it happened. A very reliable witness, the police say, and the public prosecutor's office has also dropped the case against her. No. No one was to blame. Although I sometimes wished there was someone I could hate. Someone I could take to court. But there was no one. And what does your husband think about it? Gunt's father. Gunt's father left us 3 years ago. I had telegraphed him. He didn't even come to the funeral. By the way, neither did your husband, Mrs. Canterbury.
But it wasn't him. I'm telling you, it couldn't have been him.
Right? Whoever ran over Gunther. There was no one at the funeral. And why didn't I just leave it at that? Why didn't I tell myself? You see, it couldn't have been him. Connie would have gone to the funeral, definitely. And he would have told me everything. Connie,
If you could hear me now, you would understand that I started to have doubts, that I simply had to gain some certainty. And that I went home to search through your contracts. Right there on your desk, where that piece of paper was still lying, on which you had written down the title this morning, exactly as it was when I arrived, and I had to find out for myself what was really going on. The Long Night.
Hello?
This is Kantar. I would like to speak to the landlord, or the person in your house who is responsible for the concert who...
Right? You have come to the right person.
Ah, yes. Listen, it is the following. I am currently in the process of sorting out my husband's receipts for tax purposes. And now I find a contract here from which I can see that my husband played, or was supposed to play with the group Paladin at your place exactly 1 year ago on the 17th of last year.
The Paladin?
Yes. Yes, it is not his band. The Paladin had only booked him for 3 or 4 concerts, and now a note on the contract has somehow been erased. Could you tell me whether the concert even took place?
Just a
moment, we'll get that in a moment. Thank you.
Father has all that neatly in the drawer. Just a moment. Last year, the gentleman will get another one. Yes, just a moment. We've already found something.
The Paladins.
Yes, they played.
Well, they played.
Yes, I remember that now, too. There was another story. We had already printed all the posters, when, at the very last moment, the pianist decided to cancel. So they called around for a replacement. 78, the gentleman.
Mrs. Pohl! Mrs. Pohl, I have to leave again. If someone calls from the hospital, say I'll call from the road. Yes?
Well, I'm not supposed to remember that an accident. Like that, an accident. It was right next to my shop. I mean, I didn't see it, but that squealing of the brakes and how, I fell out, and there's the child, lying. Did you know the little one?
No. I recently met his mother.
Yes, she would have done better not to let her child out on the street alone. He ran right in front of the driver's car.
I heard there was a witness.
Yes, Mr. Ying, he lives on the first floor here. He was standing at the window, but you can't find him now. I mean, if you wanted to talk to him. And most his sister, they lived together since her sister became a widow. You know, Genting still works there. But it was really astonishing. And how we all here in the building said congratulations on. I mean, you're giving such a testimony. Oh.
But I think he testified that the man who was driving was innocent.
Hey, exactly. He said exactly what he saw, that the boy shot forward like an arrow from behind a parked car.
And why did you find that astonishing?
Well, you know, you would have to know Genting and his constant speeches about how all drivers should be put behind bars, that they are all criminals and things like that. Oh. You know, Genting used to be a cabinet maker. Not so much furniture from an assembly line, a real feat of art. Every piece he made could have been put in a museum. And then, during a vacation on a country road, there was Genting, who was walking along the hard shoulder. Incidentally, he himself had never driven a car. Yes, a speeder came along and flipped over and hit Genting. And since then, his right hand has been crippled, and he has never been able to use a carpenter's tool again. And the guy who was responsible for the accident was sentenced to pay a month's wages, 2,400 marks for a ruined life. Genting never got over that.
You think they would have understood if you hadn't exonerated the driver who ran over the child a year ago?
Exactly. When he had them all together as the drivers. No, that was fair of him, especially since he was the only witness. The street was empty of people, and there's nothing going on here in the early evening. There are only 2 shops in the whole street, me here, with my tobacco shop and the music store over there on the corner, yellower. By the way, Ying works there as a jack of all trades. And back then I thought the driver of the station wagon was definitely going to Hippers. I mean hip. That's the name for the music store. Because the entire cargo area of the station wagon was full of musical instruments.
You see the driver back then?
Yeah, you know.
He was completely wasted, I tell you.
He was a red blonde guy in his
Early 30s, maybe.
A red blonde guy. Do you remember, Connie, what the midwife said when she showed you Stefan? You can't deny him, Mr. Gunner. The carrot head. And now see. Now I have to decide. Tonight. You or Stefan. Decide. I'm so scared, Connie. I wish I didn't know anything. I wish I had listened to Alf. But he suddenly appeared there when I came out of the tobacco shop.
Malice. Since when have you been smoking?
Alf, what are you doing here?
Well, how about if I had a girlfriend in the area? My
Friend will know.
Yes, I know. You'd love to set me up. But let's stick to the truth. I've been following you.
Following you the whole time?
You mean since you sent me away to drink your tea alone? No, I had to get to my office first. But apart from the fact that I can't get Connie out of my head, I found it disturbing how you reacted to this mysterious photo. I just wanted to check on you again, Malice. And then Mrs. Paul said that you had only been home for a short while, had made a phone call, and then you had just left again. Just now, she said. Maybe she's still at the traffic lights up ahead. And that's how it was. What were you doing here in the tobacco shop?
I have... Alf. Alf, please don't follow me anymore. Leave me alone.
What are you planning, Malice? Why aren't you at the hospital with Connie?
I told you they sent me away. I'm supposed to call every hour, but the information is always the same. No change, still unconscious.
Let me help you, Maris. There's something wrong with you. What did you want in the tobacco shop?
To buy cigarettes, magazines, or a knitting pattern. Oh my God, just leave me alone. We don't always interfere in each other's life. Sorry, Alf.
It's okay. I don't want to impose myself on you. Just some good advice. Go home now. Try to rest a bit.
I have to do something first. But alone.
You want to talk to me?
Are you Mr. Hippert?
Yes. What can I do for you?
I actually just wanted to ask you if you know my husband.
Your husband.
Yes. I'm Marl Kant.
Why didn't you say that right away? Come in here. Now we can talk. Your husband had promised to call this morning, tell me when he was picking up the car this afternoon.
The car?
Should you give me a message?
My husband is seriously ill, Hippert.
Oh, no. I want to tell him something, Mrs. Cantab. We've had the impression the last 2 times that your husband wants to sneak in, but that's not how it works. He can't just take the advantages. He has to stick to the contract. Maybe he'd like to have the contract in writing. Oh my God, we know he's naive, but to think that you can just break an agreement like ours, drop out without a second thought. Maybe it's no longer necessary. You've landed a big hit. A gold record is in sight or something like that. Seriously ill? So, is that really true? Or did you come to fill in for him?
Is that even possible?
Have you ever driven a station wagon? Yes, when they say at the border that they'll bring the instruments and that their husband will come with the other music afterwards.
Border. Connie was supposed to play at a big wedding here in town tonight.
Wait a minute. Oh, so why did you come to me now?
Because I heard that Connie once came near her shop. But I'm beginning to understand. There are reasons why my husband never told me that he was involved with you. And I want to know those reasons now, Mr. Hippert.
Myself be led astray. So why hasn't your husband contacted me yet?
He's in the intensive care unit at the hospital.
Is that true?
Oh, you're welcome to call the hospital.
Mrs. Kant, but please go now. I have an urgent phone call.
Oh, no. I won't leave until you tell me exactly.
Okay, then wait. Hello, is that you? Me. Please put me through to your boss, please. Oh, did he say when he'll be back? Tell him he should call me. Yes, it's urgent. Very urgent. Thank you, Bear. I think it would really be better if we ended our conversation now, Mrs. Quintapa.
You tricked him. You tricked Connie into doing something wrong.
Tricked? Don't come at me like that. After all, he always benefited from the deal.
And if you don't tell me straight now, I will. And if I call the police...
You're being pretty persistent. Police? Do you really intend to deliver your poor sick husband to the knives of the police?
Oh, Herbert, I'm done.
Okay. In the emphasis is that I'd like to make it clear to you that you do well to forget the whole thing as soon as possible. For your husband's sake.
He's just a child. A child? A dreamer. What on earth has he gotten himself into?
Our deal, which your husband helps us with, has been running for about 1.5 years now, about every 6 to 8 weeks, and so far it has been possible to complete it without any problems, because it requires a very thorough examination by very experienced experts to distinguish a genuine Marconini from a very good copy, as far as the beautiful tone is concerned. Well, in the end, it probably depends on the player or the bow. Son. There are violinists who claim that the instrument doesn't have to be that good if only the bow is a work of art. Did you know that you can pay 20,000 watts for a good bow?
Please get to the point. What is a real Marconcini? A violin?
Luigi Marconcini from Bologna, late 18th century. Supposedly a student of Omo Stradivari, one of Antonio's sons. Although there are those who claim that Omobeno didn't make any Californias at all. But be that as it may, a real Marconcini is an exquisite instrument. Incidentally, it can be recognized by the delicate red varnish that Marconcini preferred. And I assure you, I know a thing or two about my business. These, let's say, imitation instruments, which are made by a very talented violin maker just outside our country's borders. These instruments are impeccable. They differ from a real Marconcini only in their price. And to correct this situation, we obtain expert opinions.
And what does Connie have to do with all this?
Well, he's driving a car to a fake jazz concert, of course, for which he's contributing a duly filled-out contract.
Or no violinists at all in Coney's Bend.
This group, which is always listed on the paper, consists of 2 violins. On the way there, the violin cases contain instruments from my collection worth no more than about 2,000 marks each. And on the way back, the cases contain instruments that can be fetched at auction for 100 times that amount. The expert opinions then come in a different way.
So schmuckle. Lousy, mediocre schmuckle. And with forgeries, too.
I think you understand now that your husband can't simply cancel our agreement. He has to be available whenever the short notice delivery dates occur.
Tell me, how much are you actually paying him for it? I know if he knows every mark that Connie earns, why don't...
You ask him when he's well again. What's wrong with him?
He's here this morning. Mr. Hip. What happens to someone who wants to get out of a smuggling business involving 6-figure sums? What do you do then? Threats? Hints? Signs that you have something against him? Wordless signs. Don't forget what we know about you. A photo, for example. Or a newspaper clipping.
Oh, my goodness, what's that supposed to mean? A photo?
But he was innocent. He was. I need to speak to this man who worked for you. Genting. His name is Genting. Please, I want to speak to him.
I'm sorry Genting isn't here. He got a call this morning. I don't know what it was about. Something family related, I think. In any case, he took 2 days off.
Well, there you are again. Did you encounter anything?
Heb says he went home, something family related.
Well, when I am inside the store, I do not manage to see everything that is going in and out of the place.
Just his sister. I just saw her come home. Just 2 minutes ago.
Ah, yes. Thank you.
Mrs. Poole? Mrs. Canterbury.
Please.
I didn't know. I had no idea that you lived here.
Yes. But why are you here then?
I wanted to speak to Genting.
My brother? You know my brother. But he never said anything about it.
No. No, I don't know him. My God, what a coincidence. Actually, not such a coincidence. I mean, since he knows my brother, and that's why I got her. I mean, the job with him. Yes. Yes, that's right. It was my husband who hired her.
Which I'm so happy about. To complete strangers. I don't like that so much. That's why I was so happy when my brother said that Mr. Cantor needed someone to do the housework. Oh my God, I'm talking and talking. What about your husband, Mrs. Cantabbe? She's not coming either.
His condition is unchanged. Unchanged, Mrs. Polo. Can I speak to your brother?
But he's not here. Look, I'm just getting home, and I found this note on the desk. Look, I have to go away for a few days. Your birthday present is in the linen closet behind the shirts. I'll call you tomorrow, Gerhard, for a few days.
Yes, that happens sometimes. I mean, sending him somewhere for business. Just so suddenly. But you see, that's how he is. My birthday. He doesn't forget things. He'll definitely call tomorrow. I guarantee you that. Despite everything. I mean, it's not easy with him otherwise. Why did you want to speak to you, Mrs. Paul? Did you see the accident? A year ago.
Why are you asking now? No. I didn't see anything, just smells. Gerhard had just come home, but he told the police all that. You know that. I waited until after 9 o'clock to eat dinner until he came back from the station. But then everything was sorted out. He did say that he is out of everything now, that Mr. Cantabber. You know that, don't you? What do you want from him now? Surely you're the last person who should blame Gay for this. You can count yourself lucky that Hip-Hop was standing in front of his shop door at the time, checking on the station wagon, checking the accident. Well, he couldn't play the witness anyway. He was much too far away. And so he called Gerard right away and said, go downstairs when the police come and tell them if my brother might refuse, since he works for Hipper, he might risk his position. What else can he do? Mrs. P.
Mrs. Paul, does that mean your brother's testimony was false?
It all happened so quickly. The call from Hip, and a minute later, the patrol car. He didn't have time to think. He left later, when it was really clear to him. He, of all people, lets go someone who ran over a child and killed him because he was speeding way too fast.
And you... I didn't notice anything about you, Connie. And I thought I knew you. I could read your every thought on your face. Feel what you feel when your hands touch me. And it was all a lie. Even then, Connie, when you came back from those trips across the border, we were together then, too. And on that evening, when you were still the child, Connie, we also share a laugh together during that night?
It ate away at him. It sat inside my brother like a cancer.
Sometimes I thought it would take the wind out of him.
That someone like that would get away with it? Someone like that. A speeder. Just like the one on the country road that time. But he'll get his punishment. One day, he'll get his punishment. That's what he said. He'll get it again and again. At first, I didn't understand why he had gotten me this job with them, of all people. That he had even managed to talk to your husband. But since then, he has asked me every evening, how is Mr. Cantaper doing? What is Mr. Kappa doing? What does Mr. Cantaper say? As if he wanted to get into his life. But one day, yes, he keeps saying that, one day he will get his punishment. He will suffer, just like I do. Just as the mother of the dead child suffers, he will one day. What?
What did you say there, Mrs. Poole? Do you understand now, Connie? My fear. My insane fear. Would you understand? If you could hear me? He is with Hitzberard. At that time, I still thought that he and his partner with whom he spoke on the phone were the ones who took the photo on your piano. But now, it all fits together, Connie. I'm not hysterical. I'm not kidding myself. Everything fits together, and in the end, our Stefan. She had to tell her brother everything, Mrs. Poole. He knew everything about us, Genting. Connie, it all fits together. Did you have the same thought when you saw the photo on the piano? Is that why you were so scared to death? Because you had the same thought as me? He wants to do something to our child, Genting. On the anniversary? After tomorrow? And if I go now and get Stefan back, do you think he'll give up his plan? We'll never have a moment of peace again. But Connie? If he calls his sister tomorrow, Genting, and she could tell him. And she could tell him that Mr. Kantapi is dead. Mr. Kuntper never woke up from his unconsciousness. He can't be punished anymore. Nothing can affect him anymore. Connie Cantaper is dead. Connie, I have to make a decision. Stefan's life, right? After all, I learned how to operate the machines. A few simple steps and you. I have to make a decision. Sometime tonight.
Hey, Marlis, that would be the long night anyway. If it weren't for the title, The Long Night. And it would have been such a nice title, The Long Nights.
Oh no.
Doctor.
Mrs. Cantor, it's not like...
No, everything is the same. He hasn't come to yet. I just wanted to ask you if I could make a phone call alone, if possible.
Of course. In the meantime, I'll check on your husband. I wanted to make the rounds right away anyway. Dial 0 and you'll get the exchange.
Yes, thank you.
Three. Eight.
Alf, it's malice.
Bad news.
Alf, I know now. You were already in our apartment this morning, after I went to the store. You didn't just come when I got out of the hospital. You were already in our apartment before that.
Now I'm asking you now in the middle of the night. Weren't you supposed to keep watch over Connie?
The Long Night, Alf. You mentioned the title. You told me it would have been such a nice title, The Long Night.
But yes, Connie told me about his new title yesterday.
Oh, no. Oh, no, he didn't. Because Connie only composed the theme last night and only this morning. I was there when he came up with the title, and he wrote it down on a piece of paper at his desk. The two of us, but we weren't on this side of the living room. We were just standing at the grand piano, where we saw the picture, the photo of this strange child. Alf, you were already in the apartment before. Did you put the newspaper clipping in the frame?
But Ma, it
Was you, Alf. Why?
If I know you, you'll still get it done and have the photo frame checked for fingerprints. Okay. Yes. I put the newspaper clipping in the frame.
What did you want to do to Connie with that?
Connie? Connie was already out of the house by then.
Out of the house?
When I wanted to visit him, because we had actually arranged to meet in the morning, when I pulled up in the parking lot across from you. They were just carrying him to the ambulance. For a brief, horrible moment, I truly thought it was you, standing there at the bar.
But later, when I returned from the hospital and saw you standing in the front doorway, you and Mrs. Poole, you both acted as if you had only just found out about Connie at that very moment.
She didn't notice my first visit that morning. Your patio door malice. Mrs. Poole saw and heard nothing while she was talking to you on the phone in the hallway after the ambulance had left.
And only then did you put the photo in the room.
I'd always had this newspaper clipping in my wallet since then. It was a mere coincidence that I had noticed the name of the child and that I remembered it when Connie spoke to me about the accident on the very day after this photo had appeared in the newspaper. I don't know. I don't know why I cut out the photo and kept it. Maybe because I thought the day would come when I would show it to you.
Me.
You have the photo for me. I should see it. I shouldn't, Connie. In all these years, I thought you would.
It was a decision made in a moment when they carried Connie to the ambulance, when the nurse said in response to my question, no, he's alive. Probably in FARC, I thought. If I put the photo on the piano now, if she has to believe that it was the photo that scared Connie so much, she won't let up.
Alf, if Connie has already told you about the accident, were you also aware of Connie's connections to that music store, or were you kept in the dark? So you knew, and you let it happen. You watched as they abused him for such a lousy business. This Hippert and his partner, the partner, made a phone call as soon as he heard that Conrank was there. The man wasn't there, but it was definitely his partner. He said to the secretary that he absolutely must call me.
You know.
He said, Bear. Alf, your secretary's name is Beate.
I suppose there are quite a few secretaries who are called Beate.
So you, Elf? You.
Why shouldn't you know? You won't go to the police?
Those trips across the border. So that was therefore the price that Connie had to pay for the fact that you were the one who financed his records.
I also give you something in return. Belief that your husband is more than a mediocre musician?
And what if I'm Connie tonight? Alf, if I hadn't thought of the title earlier, if I had not suddenly realized that you were the one who swapped the photo and not this genting, as I had firmly believed to be the case this entire time. Alf, I was about to do something terrible because everything fit together so well because I believed Genting wanted to do something to Stefan to punish Connie for...
Heaven's sake, who could have guessed that you would come up with such absurd ideas?
No. Couldn't you have guessed that? Or did... You want me to make a decision that night, out of fear for Stefan's life? Did you want me to kill Connie? Kill her for you? The man who wanted to get out of your business? Who might even have reported you? Is that the reason you sent Genting on this journey? So that I would end up pulling the exact same keys that I have already pulled before?
Marles, have you forgotten that I even implored you to go home before you reached the tobacco shop?
You know me far too well, Alf. You knew full well that I would not have stopped halfway. If I had taken Connie off those machines, if I had let him die that night, then you would have been the one who was the murderer, Alf. Tell me.
Maris, if your love for Connie had truly been as great as you always pretended, would you have still done all of the paths that you did after you saw that photograph resting on the piano? No. Whoever truly loves Mulus loves with their eyes closed. They don't want to see the truth. You shouldn't have blamed me. Your mistrust would have killed Connie.
Yes. And then you would have come to me. To comfort me. To support me. Alf! Your good friend. Oh my God!
Mrs. Cantor? Mrs. Cantor? Am I so sorry?
Con.
Maris.
What happened? 2 minutes ago? Please be calm. There was nothing more to be done.
Just say something.
She heard. The Long Night by Eva Maria Mudrich. Speakers: Malis Kantapa, Eva Gark. Connie Kantapper, Günter Dubus. Alf Dorner, Matthias Pontier. Mrs. Polsi Strambowski. Mr. Hippert, Alf Maholm. Dr. Hans-Peter Thielen. Archivist Luther Ostermann. Merchant Arno Grey Bedebbe. Mrs. Berthold Renate Fuhrmann. Innkeeper Frank Borowski. Music Kurt Herlinger. Technical realization Dieter Straumann and Gabriel Neugroder. Assistant Director Christoph Poppuer. Directed by Elma Bunch. A production of the Westdeutscher Rundfunk Cologne from 1986. Edited by Angela de Chiraco Susorf.